Today, let's talk about feminism. Now, the moment I say that word, some of you already have an opinion. Some of you support feminism, some of you dislike it, some of you think it has gone too far, and some of you are probably wondering why this topic is still being debated. But here my question. Are we really arguing about feminism? Or are we arguing about our own misunderstanding of feminism? Because honestly, I think both men and women misunderstand it in different ways. Now, before we continue, let me make one thing clear. This is not the official definition of feminism. This is not telling you what to believe. This is simply my perspective, my understanding, what feminism means to me. Listen, think, and decide for yourself. This is Voice, and welcome to Vozhi Unheard. Let's start with the men's side. And let me ask you something. When you see a woman, what do you see first? A daughter? A sister? A wife? A mother? Most people answer with one of these. And honestly, there are nothing wrong with it. But before all those roles, isn't she simply a human being? Just like you? Just like me? Now here's something I have noticed. Many men does not actually see a woman as a human being first. Some sees women as a goddesses, some sees them as a mother, sister, daughter or wife, and sadly, some sees them as objects. Think about that for a moment. One group put women on a pedestal and another group put them below themselves. But both are making the same mistake. Both stop seeing woman as an ordinary human being. And when you stop seeing someone as a human being, equality became impossible. Because how can you treat someone as equal when you either worship them or objectify them? For me, both extremes are wrong. Woman is not a goddess. Woman is not an object. Woman is a human being. Nothing more, nothing less. The same way you want freedom over your choice, she wants freedom over hers. The same way you want respect, she wants respect. The same way you want dignity, she wants dignity. Isn't that fair? Now let's come to feminism itself. And let me ask you another question. Imagine two women. One want to become a CEO, another one want to become a housewife. Which one is more successful? Take a moment and think about it. Many people immediately chose one. But why? What if success is simply mean living the life you genuinely chose? For me, that's where feminism begins. No superiority, no special treatment, no controlling men, no hating men. For me, feminism is about choice. Feminism to choose your own path in life. Because choice only has value when it is actually your choice. Not society choice, not your family choice, not your partner choice, yours. There is absolutely nothing wrong with marriage. There is nothing wrong with being a housewife. There is nothing wrong with following tradition. The problem begins when these things stop being choice and became obligation. For generation, cultural, religion, tradition and even physical difference have influenced how women live. Sometimes positive, sometimes negative. But here's something I often ask myself. Why do some men believe they should make decisions for women? Why do some men think being a husband means an authority figure? Who gave us authority? Partner is not ruler. Relationship not ownership. You are not here to control her life. You are not here to decide her future. You are not here to live her life for her. You are here to walk beside her as an equal. Of course, you can share your opinion. Of course, you can advise. If you care about someone, you should. But advice and authority are not the same thing. Sometimes we confuse the two. And at the end of the day, the person living that life should have final say. Now, let's talk about the topic that create argument almost every day, clothing. And let me ask you honestly, have you ever judged someone based on their clothes? Most of us have. A woman wears something modern, people judge. A woman wears something traditional, people judge. A woman covers herself, people judge. A woman does not, people judge. No matter what she does, somebody has an opinion. But here my question. Can clothing really tell you someone's character? Can you know whether a person is kind, honest, respectful, responsible, or caring just by looking at their outfit? I don't think so. So, think about the best person you know. Are they a good person because of what they wear or because how they treat others? Character is shown through action, not outfit. Now certain places have uniform and dress codes, school, workplace, special event. That's different because those rules apply to everyone. But outside of that, respect does not depends on appearance. You don't have to like someone's choice, but you can still respect that right to make them. Maybe instead of trying to control people, you should try to understand them. Maybe instead of authority, you should show care. Now, let's look at the women's side. Because just as some men misunderstand feminism, some women misunderstand it too. And this part is important. Let me ask you something. Does freedom means nobody can question your decision? Does equality means you are always right? Does feminism means criticism should disappear? I don't think so. Because feminism is not freedom without responsibility. It is not a license to do anything and expect nobody to disagree. It is not about winning every argument simply because you are a woman. Feminism is about having freedom to choose your lifestyle. Nothing is wrong until your choice begins harming other people. If you want a career, that's your choice. If you want financial independence, that's your choice. If you want to be a homemaker, that's your choice. Nobody should order you, nobody should force you. But at the same time, not every disagreement is a oppression. Sometimes advice comes from control, but sometimes advice comes from care. The wisdom lies in knowing the difference. Listen to what people says. Think about it. Then make your own decision. Because freedom also means accepting responsibilities for the consequences of your choice. We only get one life. That's it. One life, one journey, one opportunity to decide who we want to become. So why spend that life trying to control other people? Why spend it living according to someone else's expectation? Instead, understand people, listen to people, learn from people, and allow them the same freedom you want for yourself. Because when you think about it, most of us want the same thing: respect, dignity, freedom. A chance to live our life according to our own understanding. Maybe that's what should focus on. Not who is above whom, not who has more power, not who wins the argument, but how we can live together while respecting each other's choice. So for me, feminism is not about being a queen and it's not about being a king. It's about being a human. Because before we are men or women, before we are husband or wife, before are we anything else, we are human being first. And for me, this is what feminism really means. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you disagree completely. And that's okay. I am not here to create followers. I am here to start a conversation. So tell me, what does feminism mean to you? What part of my perspective do you agree with? What part do you disagree with? Leave your thought in the comments. Let us discuss. Let us challenge ideas. But let's do it respectfully. Because understanding each other is far more important than winning an argument. Now, before I end this video, let's watch a short clip on what feminism is.
வீட்டு வேலைக்காரி நீ என் கைய தொட்டு பேச அளவுக்கு துணி வந்துச்சா? இங்க பூக்கிறது, காய்க்கிறது, வளர்க்கறது, நான் பாக்குறது எல்லாமே எனக்கு தான் சொந்தம். என்கிட்ட வேலை செஞ்சுட்டு இருந்த அந்த வேலைக்காரன்
அப்ப நீதான் பட்டுப்பட பிடிக்கும்னு சொன்னியே.
சார், இந்த கம்பெனிக்கு மேனேஜரா இருக்கிறது கூட எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். உங்க சீட் எனக்கு தரீங்களா?
பழகுன தோஷத்துக்காக சொல்றேன். ஒரு ஆண் குடிச்சா அவன் தான் அழிஞ்சு போவா, ஒரு பெண் குடிச்சா குடும்ப கௌரவமே அழிஞ்சு போயிடும்.
அதுல ஆம்பளைங்க அவங்க சௌகரியத்துக்காக சாதகமா அவங்களே சொல்லிக்கிற விளக்கங்கள். யார் குடிச்சாலும் குடிக்கிறவங்க வாழ்க்கை மட்டும் பழகுறது இல்ல, அவங்க கூட இருக்கிறவங்க வாழ்க்கை தான் பழகுது.
ஆம்பளை சாப்பிட மாட்டானா, இல்ல துணி துவச்சு போட்டுக்க மாட்டானா? அவங்கள பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் பொம்பளைங்கன்னா சமைக்கிறவ, துணி துவைக்கிறவ. நீ இருக்க வேண்டிய இடம் சமையல் கடைன்னு அவங்கள கழுத்து பிடிச்சு உள்ள தள்ளிடுறாங்க. 10 மாசம் கஷ்டப்பட்டு குழந்தைய சுமக்கிறவங்க நாம. இனிஷியல் மட்டும் அப்பா பேரு. நீல் ஷான சொசைட்டி.
ஏங்க, what do you think about women's liberation? Women.
பொம்பளைங்க சுதந்திரத்தை பத்தி நீ என்ன நினைக்கிறேன்னு கேக்குறேன்.
அத பத்தி எனக்கு ஒண்ணும் தெரியாது. ரொம்ப சேஃப் ஆன்சர். அதான் நீங்க சந்தோஷமா இருக்கீங்க.
அப்புறம் என்ன, இந்த கல்யாண செலவுலாம் நீங்களே பாத்துப்பீங்க, நான் ஒண்ணும் சொல்ல தேவையில்லை.
நிச்சயமா நீங்க கேட்க வேண்டியதெல்லாம் கேட்டுட்டீங்க. நான் ஒண்ணு கேட்கலாமா? கல்யாண மேடையில உங்க பையன் கழுத்துல நான் தாலி கட்டணும்.
This is Voice, and this is Vozhi Unheard. Listen, think, decide for yourself. Thank you for watching.